It was pretty late on a steamy New York afternoon when Tyne Top, girl detective, reached that familiar bench in Central Park. I'd been out of action for a long time. And frankly, girls, I just couldn't wait for my next assignment. I didn't have to wait long.
Harriet, right down that pitch, now!
Before the call.
Coming, Mr. Visor.
You know, sometimes, Harriet, I don't think you're in this world at all.
He was right, of course. I wasn't. But I figured it was smarter to go along with his little game for now.
Mr. Visor?
I couldn't figure it out. It was only a stupid game after all. But somehow and for no reason, I landed in the slammer.
But, sir, I thought the whole object of the stupid game was to score goals, sir.
It is, Harriet, it is. But not by mowing down your own classmates and knocking 7 bells out of the referee in the process.
Sorry about that, sir.
Sorry! Have you any idea how many of the opposing team will be seeking doctor's appointments this evening, Harriet?
No, sir.
Really must learn to curb your innate and totally unbearable enthusiasm, Harriet.
Yes, sir.
I'd already noticed Visor had a look about him that day. A haunted look. The sort of look that only teachers have. So I figured I wouldn't cross him.
Eyes blazing. Nothing I could do. Now what's the matter, Harriet?
Nothing, Mr. Visor.
Finished your lines, have you, Harriet? Or will I be sending a note to your parents?
Parent, sir.
Sorry?
Parent. That's just Dad now, sir. Mum's no longer with us.
No, look, I'm sorry, Harriet. I had no idea, not being your form teacher. You mean she's dead?
Not exactly, sir.
How do you mean, not exactly?
She's gone to Kathmandu.
Really?
She's gone to find herself, sir.
And?
Well, she hasn't found herself yet, sir. Dad thinks it'll take a while. Meanwhile, I'm looking after us all, sir.
Indeed.
They'll all be waiting for their tea now, sir. Me little brother. Poor Dad. Still, you don't hear about our troubles. Expect you've got troubles of your own, sir.
Yes. Well, you'd best be getting on then, Harriet.
Great, thanks, sir.
Don't want to keep the family waiting.
I made my getaway in 3 seconds flat.
You got away early? Yeah, it's the one parent that does it. Never fails.
Out of school at last, and I figured I'd had enough drama in my life for one day. But I was wrong. The drama was only just beginning.
Oh, no. Now what? Poor old Mr. Visor. He isn't having a good day at all, is he? I mean, first of all, I mow him down. And now, he's left his poor little doggy behind.
Now where are you off to? Or is it Tyne Top to the rescue, I suppose?
There were times when I envied Tyne Top, girl detective. Being an only child. I crossed the river as fast as I could. I figured I had to get to the Visor residence pronto. The missing person was beginning to get restless. 20 minutes and 20 seconds later, I was knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Visor.
Not you again.
I've brought your little doggy home, haven't I, Mr. Visor?
My?
Me brother and I we saw you roaring out of Clutterbuck's car park, leaving your poor little Bubbles here all tied up to a broken drain pipe. And I said to me brother, I said, well, if that isn't Mr. Visor's doggy. So I did no more than scoop her up, and here we are.
But that isn't my dog.
It is.
No, it isn't. This is my dog. Get back, get back. My dog's been here all the time.
Okay, even Tina Top can make a mistake, right?
Now, where did you say you left your little doggy, miss? Huh?
And then it happens. I guess I let go of the leash for just a second when suddenly... It was a body, white, Caucasian, female. I was in such a hurry to get back that I took the ferry. I figured it was worth every dime. I had to get back to the precinct.
The little white one.
Nah, this isn't your little doggy by any chance, is it, missus?
Baby, oh, come to mother. Oh, thanks, Pet. Oh, thanks, Sergeant.
Hello, Sergeant Duff.
I might have known you'd be at the end of it. Well,
I'd like to report...
a lost and found. Off you go, Harriet, before I have you booked.
What for?
Dog napping.
This case needed flair and imagination. You guessed it, I was on my own.
Mind you, I should tell the sergeant there and then.
Tell him what?
About the terrible goings-on.
What terrible goings on?
There's been a murder, Michael. At 14 Hildeville Drive.
Don't be ridiculous, Harry. People don't go around getting murdered in Hildeville
They
Drive.
do. Well, this one has. And lucky I had that little dog with me too, or I might never have spotted it.
It? You mean you saw a body?
Not exactly a body, more... part.
Part?
It was a foot, Michael. A foot. A lady's foot. And white. White as teacher's chalk it was, with painted toenails and all. Mind you, I'm not surprised at Mr. Visor being a murderer. I mean, he does have a terrible temper, you know, always shouting and yelling.
Especially at you.
I wonder what the murder weapon was.
Hockey stick, probably.
You don't believe me, do you?
There's a rule, Harriet. Teachers don't go around murdering other grown-ups. They might, on the other hand, dream about murdering the odd pupil.
Oh, very funny. Yeah, well, I know what I saw.
So what are you going to do about it, then? Tell Dad.
Now, Dad was a really swell guy. But you know how it is with the Wrinkleys. He'd never be able to handle it.
What are you going to do about it, then?
Catch the murderer myself, of course.
What? With a decaffeinated coffee tin?
And there's another thing, too. What? When I was having that detention right, I remembered Natalie was reading something dead odd.
So, he likes gory books just like you.
Gory book, 7 foot. Don't tell me there's not a connection there somewhere, Michael.
Act normal.
Cheerio, Mr. Visor.
Teachers are decent, respectable people, Harry.
On the outside they are.
They don't go around just knocking people off.
Well, this one has. Right, let's see. If I was at home just saying something, just nip home and get the rest of my equipment.
You're not seriously going back there, are you?
Of course I am. I'm on the case.
You what?
I laid my plans in the back of my cookbook. Mrs. Fitchett wouldn't mind under the circumstances.
Hi, kids.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, you'll never guess who I've got with me.
Hiya, kid.
Oh, it's his ghastly girlfriend, Mrs. Comet.
Hey, did you enjoy the lentil burgers I left for you then?
Yeah, Dad.
Jolly good.
I've just popped round to do a spot of potting.
See? Don't even like your mum. And what's my little girl doing then? Some new project?
Could say that, Dad.
Good lass. Good lass.
Now I was on the case, and I didn't have a moment to lose. The clock was ticking away. I knew I should be careful out there, but I needed more evidence.
Oh, no, I don't believe it.
It's only me again, Mr. Visor.
Not got another dog with you, have you, Harriet?
No, Mr. Visor, I was just in the neighbourhood. Collecting, Mr. Visor.
Collecting?
For endangered ferrets, Mr. Visor.
Endangered? I'm not interested.
Perhaps your wife might like to contribute, Mr. Visor.
My wife? She's not here.
Not here, Mr. Visor.
No, she's gone. Away.
Gone away, hey? A likely story, with all that blood on his hands. Oh, the maggots crawl in and the maggots crawl out. Your teeth fall in and your teeth fall out. Believe me, I wasn't ready for what was inside. I discovered her clothes. But what had he done with the body?
Was is that spanner there somewhere?
It's a policeman, Dad.
I can't say that, son.
Mr. Wright. Hello. I was wondering if I might have a word.
I can explain.
I'd like to give you these. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm from a grateful little lady whose dog your daughter found.
Oh, really? Good old Harry. Hey, this is all news to me, mind. Actually, it's our dinner time now, and she's not wanting to miss a meal.
You're telling me.
And what seems to be the trouble?
No problem, no problem. We seem to have cured everything now, thanks.
Gas? Shh. All soft and squishy were. He couldn't have cut him off long, else rigor mortis would have set in. Well, now do you believe me? But why bother chopping her up? To make disposal of the body that much more easy, instead of just
One great lump.
Oh, come on, Juliet Bravo. Chances of Visor murdering his wife are 1 in a million.
Suffice it to say that with all the evidence before me, I shall be visiting our local constabulary immediately after school tomorrow.
I trailed Visor all day. There was no doubt about it that here was an anxious man.
Oh, not you again.
Afraid so, Sergeant.
Not brought any stray animals in with you this time?
No, Sergeant Duff. I'm just here to report a murder. Murder. At 14 Hildeville Drive.
14 Hildeville?
Yes, Sergeant, so come on.
Naturally, I briefed him as well as I could, but now it was all down to Duff.
Hello, Mr. Visor. I was just wondering, like, you do have a license for that dog, Mr. Visor?
Sounds good.
Well, actually, it's the wife's.
Ah, Mrs. Visor's.
Personally, I'd never own a dog like that. But you know what women are like. Get attached to anything.
Your wife around at present, is she, Mr. Visor?
No. She's away.
Where?
On holiday in the Lake District. Cycling.
Oh, I see. Very nice.
Unlikely story.
She's a very active woman, Mrs. Visor. Very keen on the outdoors.
Probably why I chucked her up outside.
Look. Have you heard from her, then, since she went on holiday?
Well, yeah. I mean, no.
I mean, she hasn't even sent you a postcard.
No. We don't do things like that. No, generally, she just brings us back a pot of jam and a National Trust tea towel.
I see. Well, sorry to have disturbed you, Mr. Visor.
What are you going to do, then? Why detectives in the Lake District?
No, Harriet.
Why not?
Insufficient evidence.
But there's bits and pieces of it all over the place.
Not that I could see. Look, Mr. Visor said that his wife's at the Lake District. And as far as I'm concerned, she is at the Lake District. Now, if you could prove...
Prove?
Otherwise. See, I've got to take into account. This could be a form of vendetta on your part.
What?
Pupil against teacher. He is your teacher, isn't he?
Only for hockey.
And you get on with him, eh? Ah, you don't get on with him. Where are we, Harriet?
Bristolton?
That's right. Not New York City.
Watch out, Harriet! What we have done?
Slimy toad thinks he's got away with it.
The next day, I returned, as I figured it was worth one last chance. Day 4 of the investigation. More proof needed, suspect located.
Yes, I've got the body all right. Yeah, so you can pick it up anytime you like. All right. Goodbye.
But you simply can't go around making these wild allegations, Harriet. Mr. Visor is a respected member of the community.
I know Sergeant Duffy teaches me PE.
I gave my driver instructions.
Can't you go a bit faster, Sarge?
Look, who's driving this thing, you or me?
You are, Sarge.
Sorry.
My first time ever in a cop car, and believe me, it felt real good.
Come on, Bubbles.
Come on, then, ask him. Ask him where his wife really is.
I don't understand. What's going on, Sergeant?
Well, Harriet's got this wild idea that,
My big moment had come to finally reveal what remained of the late Mrs. Visor.
The body in question, Sergeant. It's this season's production for the amateur dramatics, isn't it, Bubbles? Only trouble is, its foot keeps dropping off.
And what about the blood?
What blood?
I saw it on your hands and face when I came collecting.
Oh, that! Some meat, Sergeant. Meat I was sawing up for the dog.
And what about the clothes?
What clothes?
The bag full of Mrs. Visor's clothes which you dumped in here.
The wife asked me to put them out for collection, for the jumble sale.
Okay, Mr. Visor, but what about the fingers?
Fingers? But they're...
Sausages.
But they felt all soft and squishy before.
Well, of course they did. I only just brought them back from Clutterbuck's, hadn't I? I hadn't had time to freeze them.
Well, they felt just like fingers, Sergeant.
Hello?
What is it, Pat?
The police station? They've got your Harriet?
What we're parking here for, Dad? Police station's blooming miles from here.
I know, Michael. I know, son.
So?
Tax disc?
You haven't got a one?
Precisely.
Yep. Name,
Right.
full name.
Michael Moonshine. Right.
Look, I'll get back to you. Right.
You called earlier about my sister.
Right.
Harriet Saffron. Right.
Right.
She's not in custody, Sergeant, is she?
Well, she would be if I had my way. She's a blinking nuisance.
Harry!
Dad!
Fortunately for you, Mr. Visor's decided not to press charges this time, Harry. But he would like an undertaking that it will never happen again.
Sorry, Mr. Visor.
She's dead keen on being a detective, you know.
I know.
When she grows up.
Just think of me as the eyes and ears in this neighbourhood from now on, Sergeant.
Yes. Now, Mr. Wright, is that your car parked up the road there, sir?
My car? No.
The one with the bald tyres and the missing tax disc?
No, Sergeant. Actually, we came on foot. It's definitely not my car. No.
Sergeant! Vehicle legally parked here.
But that's my vehicle, Harriet.
So it is, Mr. Visor.
They all thought my private IDs were numbered, but they were wrong. They were only just beginning.